So, hello and welcome everybody. I am Schiacci. I am a Street Fighter 5 streamer and a teacher in real life. So we had this little sub goal going on in my Twitch channel. I reached 90 subs, so I'm gonna keep my promise and make a comprehensive G guide. So stay with me to find out what's up. So it's hard to define G as a character because he has fireballs, he has command grabs, he has good frame traps. So he's pretty much a hybrid character, and he's pretty complex because he has different combos depending on what presidential level you have. You can charge the presidential level by using down two punches. It's a special move and it charges your presidential level by one level. There's a total of 3 levels, so we're gonna talk about level 0. We're gonna define this level 0, which is the one you start with at the start of the round. Then we have the level 1, which is this, and then we have the level 2. So instead of going 1, 2, 3, we're gonna go with 0, 1, and 2. Because I find this is the most easy way to understand, because level 0 is the level you start with. So at the start of the round you are level 0 and then you progress. It's not safe to cancel specials into this, so you have to use some setups and to give up some damage to get a free charge. I think level 3G is pretty much the best character in the game, so try to aim for that. But you don't always want that. In some situations you want to be level 1 and not level 2. So let's find out. Okay, we're gonna go over an overview of the normals the character has, and then we're gonna go over the specials, the V skill, the V trigger, the V system in general, and the presidential levels. So I'm gonna clarify some points for you guys in a very easy and understandable way. So the normals. The lights are, I need to talk about the lights because it's pretty important. So when you're level 0, you want to do this combo here, because if you end up not with a standing light kick but with a standing light punch, as you can see, the special doesn't combo anymore. So the optimal route is this if you don't have any meter and you want to do a meterless combo, or you want to charge your presidential level like this. If you try any other route, it's not gonna work for you. So remember to always end your combos with standing light kick. If you have the EX bar, if you have one EX bar, it doesn't matter. You can combo any light. Like this, double crouching light punch, standing light punch. It doesn't really matter, just find what's best for you. It doesn't matter at all. So it's pretty important to notice that since this guy is a grappler, starting the combos with this can be very profitable. So if you want to start off a low, remember that you can't combo into standing light kick. See, it doesn't combo at all. So you can do this. You have to end up with a down charge, which is DP. Well, let me turn on the key display, which is DP with a kick. So this will combo in any case, like the EX one. But if you want to end with this, which is important because you want to have time to charge the presidential level, you have to end with the standing light kick. If you want to end with a down charge, it doesn't really matter. So if you're starting from a low, just do the down charge. And another important thing is that you can use standing light kick as a buffer. I used that all the way to Grandmaster, and I got the Grandmaster in about, I think, less than 2 weeks, so I think it's pretty effective. It's my fastest Grandmaster character, so yeah, I think it's pretty effective. You buffer this into the EX charge, and if it connects, you get this. If you beat like a normal or anything, it's a very, very powerful buffer because it gets you a full combo, it gets you presidential level, so all the good stuff. I think that wraps it up as far as like lights are concerned. You will pretty much never use the jumping normals. This can be like tricky if you want to go for a command grab, but I mean, if you want to keep it easy, just don't use them. There are better normals. Onto the medium normals. So we have medium punch and medium kick. Medium punch is like crucial because it's your main frame trap. It combos into crouching medium punch. It's the start of every BMB. It combos into everything pretty much. So it's very, very good. It's plus on block. Maybe I should, do this. It's plus on block. And most importantly, it puts you in range for a command grab. So this is pretty much the reason why I think G is a top tier character. And if not top tier, at least top 8 character. So you do this and then you're in range for the command grab. So what you can do is this and then you go for crouching medium punch into like fireball or into a safe special. Or if you have the V trigger, you can go into this. Sorry, not this. And cancel into V trigger and get another 50-50. So if the opponent's character is trying to jump out, he gets hit by the crouching medium punch and like he gets full combo of that. So take that into account. Do this into command grab or do this into crouching medium punch into stuff. It depends on how much meter you have. It depends on if you have a V trigger available or if you don't have it. It depends. I mean, just condition your opponent. I can tell you how to condition your opponent, so that's up to you. But I mean, you have this 50-50 here, which is pretty important. Crouching medium punch is another very good buffer button. Like I saw Nemo use it a lot because it's pretty long. It's deceptively long because it doesn't look long, but it is, trust me. Look. And you can buffer this once again into the punch charge, punch DP. And yeah, like it pretty much covers 90% of your neutral game. Just go for this buffer here or this buffer here, and that's your neutral game pretty much. There are other normals that I will talk about, but this is the juice. This is the main stuff you have to do as a G player. Buffer standing light kick, buffer crouching medium punch, and you're good to go. Like your neutral is pretty much covered. Of course, you need to use them in the right spots, but at least the Fury gets covered by these two normals, okay? So, crouching medium punch is pretty important, and it's like part of your main BNB, so it's a crucial normal in G's arsenal. Onto the jumping medium punches. I say punches because there are two variants. This is very fucking good. Sorry. This is very good for the air-to-air because as you can see, it knocks down. So it's super good. Like if the opponent is jumping at you and you don't know what to do, just do jump back medium punch, and you can get the O key if the opponent is not ready enough to like tech, and it happens a lot because like the opponent doesn't even realize what's going on when you slam them to the ground. So technically you can quick get up from that, but not many people do that because it requires some reaction to actually realize you got hit by a jumping medium punch, and then you have to get up quickly. So you may like get away with a dash in if the opponent doesn't wake up quickly, and you get the Oki. So it's a very good air-to-air normal, the best pretty much. It wins against pretty much everything. So try it, and you'll be satisfied with the results. So the other medium punch jumping normal is down medium punch. I think this is like the best cross-up in the game, period. Like it's super ambiguous, it always hits. You can start the 50-50s from there, because you can go for this into command grab into like full combo, especially in like higher levels, or you can go into frame trap, or you can go into a low, you can go into a BMB, or once again you can go for a medium punch into command grab. You have so many options that like just landing, not really landing, just getting this blocked from the opponent is a big win for you, because like it opens up so many options that like really it's ridiculous. This character plays Street Fighter V in the best way possible. So use this as a cross-up. It's your only cross-up move, but it's like one of the best in the game, so it's good stuff. Then you have the medium kicks. They're not really useful. I mean, this is pretty long. You can use it like to poke the opponent from a distance, and the same can be said for this. It's a pretty good normal. I think like this is vastly superior just for the fact that you can buffer it. So if you get this, okay, nice, you got the standing medium kick. Nice, good job. If you got this, you got a full combo. And you can either go into more combos, corner carry, level up, whatever. So I always use this, but once in a while it's not bad to throw this out. It's good, I mean, it's a good normal. Pretty good range. This is pretty much useless. Jumping medium kick is useless. Just don't use it. You have better stuff. Okay, on to the heavy normals. We have this. This is very good. This is deceptively good, because it's your pretty much only crush counter normal. You can get this combo here off a safe distance. So let's say you're just like messing around, you're close to the opponent, and you do this. Like, it's safe. If the opponent tries to jump out, he gets caught. You're super safe if he gets blocked, if you cancel it into a normal. So yeah, it's a good normal. Use it. Then we have crouching heavy punch, which is one of the anti-airs. I'm gonna speak more about the anti-airs soon after this section is over, okay? So just stay with me. So this is one of the anti-airs. This is pretty good, especially if you like alternate this and this. The opponent is not always sure of where you're gonna land. So if you go for this or you go for this when you're jumping, you may catch the opponent off guard. I mean, I know G because I took G to Grandmaster, and when I'm facing like Problem or other G players, sometimes I get caught by this just because I was thinking it was a cross-up. So it's stupidly hard to block G's jump-ins. Just use this or this. They are super good when you're trying to approach. Then you have a common normal, which is this. It's very good. It's a crush counter normal. You can get this, and I think you can get a dash in, but it's not really worth it. Like, you can get this maybe, but really, if you have the X bar, just use this, or if you don't, use the light version. And it's good because you have the time to charge afterwards. Be careful though, because this is not safe. So you need to space it correctly. It's -4, as you can see. So be careful. This is like the sweet spot. You have to take into account the knuckle. If you hit with the knuckle, you're fine. So like use it mid-screen, like buffer this, and sometimes you just throw this, and if you get the crash counter, you can like do good stuff. As you can see. And you can go into some super big damage with this. Into corner carry. It's a very good normal to cancel into V-trigger too, because you can get this. So there are some normals that are better than others to cancel into V-trigger, but I'm gonna talk about that in a separate section, so wait for it. Good normal. It has some uses I'm gonna talk about later. It's one of the 3 or 4 normals that are good for V-trigger canceling purposes, okay? So, moving on, we have the heavy kicks. This is good. This is another good normal to cancel into V-trigger. Pretty good block stun, pretty good hit stun, double hitting move, and juggle ender. Like, you can use it in some advanced combos. I'm gonna just show you one to give you a taste. If I can land it, of course. Because you always mess up your combos when you're trying to do a live tutorial. It always happens. As you can see. There we go. So it's a juggle ender. I'm not really a big fan of using this as a juggle ender because it's much better for me to go for something like this and do some meter building. But players like Smug like to use it as a juggle ender, and I mean, you can still keep your pressure, so it's fine if you want to do that. I'm gonna give you all the options. So Smug does it. I'm not really a big fan of it. Nemo is not a big fan of it. It just goes for the speech because the opponent is still in the air when you juggle him with the V skill, so you get some meter. If you want, go for it. The sweep is godlike. I mean, look at that. You can judge yourself, and you can cancel it with the trigger. So I find it useful, especially when you are like in the corner and like the opponent is pressuring you. You throw this out, you cancel it into V trigger, and then you either get a crash counter, so you can like side switch, and now your opponent is in the corner. You can like just pressure him, or dash away, dash yourself away from the corner, or like you get the regular knockdown, or it gets blocked, and even if it gets blocked, it's still good for you because you're +5. So like, it's a win-win situation, and it's super long. So use it. The jumping heavy kick is very good to do what I call the French defense. The French defense is when you're trying to bait a shimmy, when you think a shimmy is coming, and you do a jump back with a heavy normal. This normal is very good because it stops many air approaches, even if you just neutral jump. It can stop so many jumps, and it's very good to do the French defense. So jump back in the corner and do this. And like, even if the opponent doesn't really go for a shimmy, you will reach him, put him in block stun, and good stuff can come from that. Worst case scenario, you get out of the corner and you get plus frames. So by summarizing all that I said so far, the good air normals are this, because it's the best cross-up in the game, this, because it's good, it has a good hitbox, and you can like trick your opponent in thinking you're going for a cross-up and instead you go for this, because G's jump is really floaty. So look at the difference here, seriously. This is in front and this is a cross-up. It gets tricky, trust me. When you're trying to block G, it gets tricky. Okay, I think we ended. That's the part about the normals. So let's speak a little bit about the specials, and then we're gonna speak about the V system, which is like the crucial part. V system and combos, setups, and presidential levels, because it's all intertwined. So I can't speak about one thing without speaking about the other things. The specials. If you want to play this character, you need to learn how to do the shortcut. The shortcut is down forward punch or kick. This. Because so many combos like involve a crouching normal into DP, into the DP motion. Because both the standing charge and the low charge are DP motions. Trust me, it's crucial, because especially if you have the super, it's super easy to get super instead of the DP if you do it the regular way. So I strongly advise you go in training mode and you learn to like do the shortcut. Double diagonal forward and punches or kicks. It depends on what you want to do. As I said, the EX straight charge is your main damage dealer, your main combo ender. Everything you do, if you want to be optimal, needs to lead to this move here. As I said, if you have no meter and you're starting off low, just go for this. But if you're trying to confirm, you hit a random jab, go for this. See, I made a mistake myself, because you get one presidential level for free. It's not exactly possible with this, because like Boxer can punish you if you do this, because it recovers slower, and like the opponent doesn't get joggled that much in the air, so it's punishable by certain characters. You can get away with that against most characters, but try to end combos with this, trust me. Because with this, the opponent can't do absolutely nothing. Because when you're recovering off this, the opponent is still in the air, so you're safe, trust me. The EX one, so I'm gonna speak about the main BNB here, which is this into this. So I got so many questions about how do you do that. I can't land it, so I'm gonna give you a tip, but it's not easy. Like even top players do mistakes when they're trying to do this BNB. Make mistakes, sorry. So this, what most people, most non-G players don't know this, is that you need to take a little step forward before going for the back heavy punch. So you go for this, you hold forward. The best way, the best shortcut, it's not really a shortcut, but I mean, it's really hard to explain you how to do this. The best way to land this, let's say 90% of the time, is to do this, the EXDP, hold forward, and then going for this at the last second. The mistake you can make is what I just did. You can do it too late and the opponent is gonna fall down. That's a good mistake, because it means you're slightly off and you need to do it slightly earlier. But that's a good mistake. A bad mistake would be, I think, this. This is a bad mistake because it means you are too early and you're farther off. So just go for this, hold forward, and at the last moment go for back heavy punch into V-skill. You need to hold forward. I can't stress this enough. So hold forward after this, or you won't get it right. Like, the animation doesn't really play, but trust me, you're moving forward. And if you don't do this, the combo won't work. This is what you're getting if you're not walking forward. So this is the main BNB because it allows you to get one presidential level for free. It works from level 0 to level 1 and from level 1 to level 2. I'm gonna go in depth about this special move when I'm speaking about the presidential levels, because I'm gonna tell you the optimal combos in all the levels, because the combos and the BNBs change all the time with this character, and this is like the hardest part about getting a grasp on G. Learning where you're at, what combo you need to do, and what setups you have at your disposal. But I'm gonna help you on that, so don't worry. So we have that, we have the low charge. We spoke about low charge. EX low charge is like super tricky. You can throw it out once in a while, but take into account it's unsafe. So it's not like Boxer's low straight, it's unsafe. Don't do that randomly, because like the best way to beat the random G is to just be here and wait for the X charge. Trust me, they do it all the time. So don't be a random G, be a good G, okay? Then we have the spinning kick. This move is very good in level 1. Even better than in level 2. Because you can get a combo. And it jumps over fireballs. So if you space it correctly, it's safe. Like this is the perfect spacing, or this, and you only get a standing light kick. If you get this, if you get so inside your opponent's hitbox that you can do standing light punch into standing light kick, you're doing it wrong because you're punishable. So the spacing was wrong, you just got lucky. Look, it's -5, so be careful. You can't react to fireballs really, you have to do it preemptively. But if you do it preemptively off a safe distance like this, you're gonna have no issues, and you're gonna be able to combo on counter it, which is fantastic. And then you have, of course, you have the command grab, which is like what makes the character so scary, which is half circle back with a kick. It's a slow command grab, but that can work in your favor, because you can do standing medium punch into command grab and not be worried if it hits or not, because with fast command grabs, it's hard to like see if the like sometimes with GIF what happens is you go for a crushing light punch, the opponent doesn't block, you were counting on the opponent blocking, you go for a command grab, but the opponent is still in hit stun, so you whiff. With G, this doesn't happen, so just go for it, don't worry about the timing, go for like this, go for this, and all the good stuff. Now I'm gonna tell you what are the BNBs of the character, because I think we went over every special move. Let me see if I skipped something. Smash over, G, oh, the G burst, my god. Well, I mean, it's a fireball. Becomes really dangerous in level 1, because it hits twice, and it becomes an absolute beast in level 2. Like with this, if you're playing a guy against, let's say, Abigail, you're here, you keep shooting fireballs, and there's nothing you can do about it, because you kill his armor and you lock him down. So G's zoning in level 2 becomes amazing, because it has great anti-airs, and you have like the fireball hitbox, look, which covers pretty much the whole screen if you aim it correctly. So not only the ball is an active hitbox, but also like the fire explosion, the fire that gets from it. So use it. It's very good. If you hit with the ball portion, the opponent gets knocked down. So that's even crazier, especially when he is in the corner. Because let's say you get this, you can dash in and you get the mix-up. It's crazy good. Okay, so I spoke about that. Let's speak about the presidential levels now. So, level 0, you have what I showed you pretty much. This is a pretty good normal, pretty good special if spaced correctly. You can have one hit fireball, which is okay, I guess. You get some damage of the command grab. Like, now start taking notes, because I'm gonna speak about the BMBs in each presidential level. So take notes. Okay, level 1, as I said, there's not much going on. You can do this into super if you want. Pretty much, the level 1 is the preparation level. If you want damage, you need to use the EX moves. And basically, you're preparing your next levels. Because it's all about hitting your EX charge, do this BMB, and then charge your presidential level. And now you're level 1. You can do this by landing this, as I said, by landing this. You just have to press 2 punches to charge 1 presidential level. You don't need to go through this. A mistake I was doing is every time I was landing a combo, I would go for this to cancel the special into the the level up. That's not required. You just need to do 2 punches to get into level 1. It's as easy as that. So yeah, it's the preparation level. The level 3, the level 2, I'm gonna speak about the level 2 before the level 1, for one simple reason. It's really easy to understand this. Listen to me. Level 3 is pretty much free EX moves. All the moves G has in level 2 become the EX version. Look at this. You can do the same exact combos. So if you learn this, you will have no trouble learning the level 0 and the level 2 combos because they are the same. The difference is in level 0 you need to use the X meter. Look. And in level 2, my god man, I'm fucking up. In level 2, you have this for free. This is the same exact combo, but I don't need to use EX moves. So I can save the meter to do the super or to like do more damaging combos. This is EX Fireball in level 0. This is regular Fireball in level 2. This is EX Command Grab in level 0. This is regular grab in level 2. So, whenever you need damage on demand, but you are still level 0, just use the X move and do the BMBs you will do in level 2, and vice versa. If you're in level 2, you don't need to use EX meter. This is very important. If you're in level 2, do not use EX meter, because it makes absolutely no difference. Just do the regular combos. But if you're facing, let's say, Guile, you need this. So if you want to go over fireballs and you are level 0, you need to use the X move. If we are speaking about the flame kick. Okay, so this is it. Level 0 versus level 2. I'm gonna show you the BMBs in level 2, but you can substitute these BMBs to level 0 BMBs by using the X moves. So take that into account. This is the best BMB of a standing medium punch. Okay? This is the best BMB in the corner. If you're speaking command grabs, this doesn't work. So you need to go for this. Command grab in the corner. It's underwhelming. Is it underwhelming? Yes, it is. But we're gonna speak about that. That's part of the strategy. And that's part of the reason why G is not an easy character. The command grab in the corner with the level 2 is underwhelming. Take that into account. The same can be said for like light hit conference. As I said, learn this combo in level 0 because you need it. You need it to get free charges. So you go for this, and then you charge your presidential level. So once you learned these combos, it's really easy to switch between level 0 and level 2. Why didn't I speak about level 1? Because level 1 is a completely different beast. What happens in level 1? You get a different command grab. You can cancel the command grab into the flaming kick. The flaming kick, let's call it a flaming kick because it's a flaming kick in level 3. The flaming kick can combo. And it only happens in level 1 because in level 2 you get this, which is a knockdown. So of course you can't combo. And this adds 1 juggle point, so you can do something like this. So let me tell you what the BNBs are here, because it becomes pretty difficult. So you can decide to go for this, do the same combo to get 1 extra level, and that's like, I strongly encourage you to do this when you are mid-screen. So go for the level 3 if you are mid-screen. Remember that every time you're knocked down, you lose just 1 level. So if you're level 3 and you get knocked down, you're back to level 1. And level 1, I think it's the sweet spot. So if you land a command grab mid-screen, you go for this. Listen to me. You go for light flaming kick, and you need to cancel it right away, because the command grab, as I said, it's cancelable into other special moves. So you don't need to wait for the command grab to end. Just cancel the command grab into the light flaming kick. I know it's a hard concept to grasp, but you need to do so. This is a strange character, so you can cancel the command grab into a special move. So go for this with a cancel time. You cancel it into this medium charge and EX low charge. This is the optimal combo mid-screen off a command grab. I hope that was clear. In the corner, it becomes even more complex when you land the command grab, because you need to go for the medium flaming kick, back heavy punch into biscuit. So after this, as I said, there's the Japanese school and the American school. So the Japanese school tells you to do this. You go for back heavy punch into meter building, which is down, down, 2 kicks. This is not a taunt, guys. I got so many hate messages of people saying, you're an asshole because you taunt me. This is not a taunt. This is a special move, and it builds meter. So don't feel offended if people do this on you, okay? So this is what Nemo will do. What Smug will do is this, which is super awkward, by the way. Because you need to hold back. So when you're doing this, you cancel into medium flaming kick, and then you hold back. Because if you don't, look at what happens. You whiff, and you are in the corner. So it's super, super, super risky to do that. But I mean, if you're a Smack fanboy, do that. I wouldn't do that, because it's risky, you don't get good Oki, and you get less meter. So I don't know. Go for it if you're a Smug fanboy. I wouldn't do it. That's what I think about it. As I said, level 2 is underwhelming, because all you can get off a command grab is this, which is, let's see, 231 damage. If you're in level 1, you get 206 good Oki and meter build. So if you're pressuring your opponent, it's always better to be in level 1. So many people told me, Schiacci, why don't you switch to level 3 here by doing this? Because it's better to go for the meter build. Because the command grab combo you get in level 1 is better than the one you get in level 2. As simple as that. Yeah, so these are the BNBs. I think we're set for V-trigger less BNBs. Yeah, I think that's all. Like, learn your BNBs, guys. It's important. Yeah. Okay, so on to the general game plan. The general game plan, as I said, is buffer this when you are level 0, so at the start of the round. Once you hit your first BNB, which is maybe a command grab, which can be a frame trap, a buffer, just go into the EX charge, do this, and you are in level 1. Okay, so now you get access to better fireballs and better command grab combos. So everything I said applies to this. And you can start the crazy pressure with the command grab. If you're playing like against a grappler, for example, you go to level 3, let's say you get 2 BMBs, you get to level 3 and you zone them out. There's nothing they can do. And like in this situation, you may ask me, what if they jump? Okay, so in this section, since this is general game plan, we're gonna speak about the anti-airs, because this is like one of the most important questions people ask me. So the best anti-airs for G are the following. This, if you're late, if you're like in the neutral game, you have 2 choices. This, which is very good because it beats cross-ups, but you need to be super preemptive. Like, you can't do this last second and hope it hits. You're gonna lose and you're gonna hit a full combo. So if the opponent is really predictable with the cross-up jumps, you do this and you're good to go. If you're not, the anti-air you will use like 90% of the time is this. Back heavy punch, which is godlike by the way, it always wins, into medium flaming kick. Medium flaming kick into level up. So even off an anti-air, most of the time you can get a level up. Not if you're playing against Boxer, because Boxer can just EX straight you and deny your level up. So never go for risky level ups, because even if you trade, it's kinda okay, but if you get knocked down, you lose it anyway. So don't go for risky level ups. Just like wait to anti-air, wait to hit a normal, wait for it. Be patient. Don't just throw shit out. This move is -4, so off a safe distance, it can catch your opponent off guard and give you a free level up. But be careful. Sometimes I like to do this too, because I get a free level up, and people are not always watching their toes. So it's good to do it once in a while. Okay? I think this is the general strategy. Then when you're in, you have this frame trap versus command grab mix up. Oh, of course you have this too. So you can go for this. A combo I didn't mention is this. So if you're really good and you get a counter it standing medium punch, you can go for this if you're in level 1. As you can see, G has access to the best combos in level 1. So try to be in level 1 most of the time if you're not playing against a grappler. Against a grappler, level 2 is the best because you have the best fireballs in the game. And it's super damaging anti-airs. And you have super good command grabs outside of the corner, because you can do this. So go for it. I think that's it. I mean, crouching heavy punch is a good late anti-air. So if you're early, if you got a good read on the jump, use this into flaming kick. If you didn't, if you're late, or if the opponent is close to you, do this, because it's godlike. So, summarizing: jumping medium punch, crouching heavy punch, back heavy punch, and V-skill. Those are your anti-airs. They're all situational, and you need to be aware of the situation. I gave you some ideas, but you need to experiment with this. Against Cammy, you're free. None of this works, and you have to eat your dive kicks, like her EX dive kicks. So none of these anti-airs work against Cammy's dive kicks. And this is why Cammy against G is a very, very bad matchup. But against the rest of the cast, with some exceptions, like maybe Ken's EX Air Tatsu, like, you're good to go. There's no real problem, there's no real issue. Okay, so since the tutorial is getting super long now, I'm gonna wrap it up by speaking about V system. So, the V system is crucial to this character, and it's closely intertwined with the presidential levels. The best V-Trigger is V-Trigger 1. I'm not gonna speak about V-Trigger 2 because I don't think it's worth it. Just play V-Trigger 1. I got to Grandmaster with V-Trigger 1. 90% of the players use V-Trigger 1. So yeah, if you want to experiment with V-Trigger 2, it gives you a combo ender and an armored command grab. They're both super damaging, but they're not worth it. And I'm gonna tell you why. So, let's speak about the V-Skill. As I said, the V-Skill works as an anti-air, but its best use is as a fireball absorbing tool. You can absorb all one-hit fireballs, and you build a ton of V-Trigger meter. So use that against zoners. This is why I think G is broken, because he's a grappler that can do a ton of damage off his command grabs, but he can't be really zoned, because you can just absorb them. Guile is a problem because, Guile is a problem to everyone, but in G's case, you can't absorb the V-Skill. But what you can do is using the EX Flaming Kick, because the EX Flaming Kick, and even the other Flaming Kick, but the EX is the fastest one, are fireball immune. So the EX or the level 2 one, as I explained earlier, are good to counter zone, to counter zoning, because you can react to fireballs with the Flaming Kick. When G is in level 2 or has EX bars, if Giles tries to do the V-Skill, when he's charging the V-Skill, you go for the EX Flaming Kick. If he does a regular Sonic Boom, you absorb it. And that's like G against Gal in a nutshell. Be aware of this. The Air V-Skill is not super useful. I almost never use that. If you absorb something with it, you can still do a normal. If you don't absorb anything, you're screwed, because it's like -45. So be aware of that. Okay, so onto the V-Trigger. The V-Trigger is a strange beast, because basically you get instantly 2 levels. I'm in level 2 now, just because I activated. See, I can do level 2 moves. And this is the best perk, in my opinion. There are other good perks, but this is the best. You have like level 2 on demand. And this is godlike. Good activation tools are, I'm gonna speak about the V-Trigger more in depth after this. You can activate the V-Trigger, as I said, by doing the sweep. This. Or, I don't know. Other normals, I guess. But these 2 are the best. Or this. Because you can hit confirm it. If you see it hit 2 times, you go for the V-Trigger cancel. These are the best normals, but the best way to activate this is by doing this. You're like mid-screen, chilling, moving back and forward, and you go for this. Bam! If you land this, you get a full combo. If you don't suck at the game as I do. But even if it gets blocked, you're plus. You're plus 10. So you can go for a 50-50. Frame trap or command grab. And let me tell you, command grabs in V-Trigger hurt a lot. Look at this. You may ask me now, how do you do these combos? It's another perk of the V-Trigger. The V-Trigger has 3 perks. Instant level 2, The V skill becomes a projectile, and the best thing is that you can cancel everything into everything. I can do this into this. I can do this into this. I can do this into V skill. I can do this into flaming kicks. So every special becomes cancelable into V skill or into another special. And that opens up a ton of pressure or combos situations. Sorry for the English, I'm not an English native speaker, so you'll have to deal with that. I'm gonna give you some BNBs and some setups with the V trigger, because they change since like the V skill comes into play. If you land this, you do this, this, and this. So basically you do a regular medium charge into V skill, into low charge, medium low charge, into pretty much any flaming kick you want. They all work. So do this. As you can see, huge corner carry and huge damage. You can do this even if you're like in V trigger mode, the opponent gets this wrong, you get the frame trap, you do this, and you get like 383 damage and half his stun bar. So the combo is pretty much the same of this and of a regular BNB. You can also do this, but it's super scaled. Like if you want to close the round with this, go for it. It's still pretty good damage, as you can see. So the V-trigger combo is pretty much the same. Sorry. The V-trigger command grab combo is the same. This is pretty much 377 damage off a command grab. And you can totally see how scary it is to play against G, especially in V-trigger mode. So I think these are the main BNBs. Just go into this, go into the medium charge, then do this, and then do this. There are some setups I'm gonna show you, like this setup here, but I'm not really a big fan. You do this, and you get a MIDI or a MIDI V skill, and then you can go for once again for the command grab or for the frame trap. But it's a gimmick in my opinion. Just take the damage and get the corner carry. But like for the sake of making a complete tutorial, I showed you this. I mean, it's an option, but I don't like it. Just really go for the damage, guys. As far as pressure is concerned, you get new options too, as I mentioned. Because the opponent needs to be careful, since you can cancel this, which was unsafe, as I told you, into the V skill. So you can just go for this, and if he's not watching his toes, something bad is gonna happen to him. He's gonna eat a ton of damage, guys. Look at this. This is just because the opponent didn't block low. And you may argue, but this is not safe. Yeah, this is not safe. Because if he has an invincible reversal move, like Ken's DP, let me show you actually. It's easier to just show you. If you don't suck at the game. Okay. Of course he needs to block the first. Basically, he can interrupt you. I didn't know that it traded with Ken, to be honest. So Ken is kind of screwed, but other characters like Sagat, like Ryu, like Nekali, they just go through the V skill. So don't do that against those characters. Against those characters, you have this. So if instead of canceling into the V skill, you can cancel into the fireball and be safe. But if they don't have an invincible move, go for the V skill, because the V skill gives you a better combo, as you saw. Yeah, another option you have is this. Like you go for, let's say, a BMB, and if it gets blocked, you can go for this. Can please stop doing that? We are not online. So you go for this, you go for the full thing, and you end with this, and you can keep your pressure. Because you're +2. So you go for this, and then you have the option of going for the command grab, which by the way kills your opponent. As you can see. So, I mean, it's something to be scared of, right? Or you can go for this, and if the opponent is trying to jump away from your command grab, this is not a fart, by the way, it's a sound I make with my mouth. Like, if the opponent doesn't block the flaming kick, you get the combo. And on block, you are +2 anyway. So that's another pressure setup you can do. You do this, you're plus, and you keep your pressure going. So I don't want to further confuse you. I think this like wraps it up, because I mean, there's still so much experimentation to do. But this is all I know about the character. These are all the setups I used with the character, and I got to Grandmaster in 14 days pretty much. So, I mean, this is good stuff. The character is still new, so there's still a lot of room for improvement, especially because it's such a complex and multi-dimensional character. So there's still some room for improvement. But as a general tutorial, I think I did a pretty good job, but like, you guys will tell me in the comments. So like, thank you for watching, and I guess I'll be seeing you in the next tutorial if I reach my sub goal, which is gonna be Sagat, because I'm working on Sagat at the moment, if you don't follow my stream. And yeah, the next sub incentive is Sagat, so I'm gonna make a Sagat guide, which is like comprehensive of Kara knees, Kara uppercuts, all the Kara stuff. So yeah, let's keep in touch and stay tuned for that. Until then, peace out and see you on my